You wake up before everyone else. The house is quiet. The hallway lights are still off, and the morning sun barely reaches the windows. Today is visiting day. Families will walk through the foster home, looking for a child to take home. You sit at the kitchen table, staring at the empty cereal bowl in front of you, trying not to think about it too much. Because the last time families came, no one chose you. The other kids slowly wake up. Doors open, footsteps move down the hallway. Someone laughs in another room. Some of them have only been here a few weeks. They still believe that any day now, someone will walk through that door and take them home. You've been here for 3 years, long enough to learn how things really work, long enough to understand that hope can hurt. You still remember the first day you arrived, a social worker holding your hand, a small suitcase with your clothes inside. You didn't have much, just a few shirts, 2 pairs of pants, and a stuffed toy you almost forgot to pack. You walked through the front door slowly, unsure of what would happen next. The house felt big, too big, and full of strangers. Someone showed you your room, a bed, a small dresser, a window that looked out to the street. You remember sitting on the edge of that bed, holding your suitcase, listening to the sounds of the house. Kids talking, a television somewhere in the distance, someone walking down the hallway. It all felt unfamiliar. They told you it would only be temporary, just until things got better, just until someone found the right place for you. A few weeks, maybe a few months. But time moves differently here. Weeks turned into months, months turned into years. You learn the routine: breakfast, school, homework, dinner, lights out. And every few weeks, visiting day. At first, visiting day felt exciting. You would sit near the door, waiting, watching, thinking that maybe today would be the day everything changed. But after a while, you learned not to sit too close to the door. It hurt less that way. Sometimes families come looking for babies. Sometimes they want very young kids. Sometimes they only want siblings. Sometimes they already know exactly who they're looking for. You try not to think about it too much, but every time the front door opens, your heart starts beating faster. The younger kids are excited today. They run around the house asking questions. What if they pick me? What if they take me today? One girl practices introducing herself in the mirror. Another kid asks what his favorite color should be if someone asks. You help one of them tie his shoes. You fix another kid's shirt. You tell someone not to worry too much, trying to act like today is just a normal day, like it doesn't matter, like you're not waiting too. But deep down, you know it isn't just another day, because every visiting day feels the same. Hope slowly starts to grow, and then later, it slowly fades away. You sit quietly in the living room, watching the door, listening to the sounds of the house, the clock ticking on the wall, the quiet whispers of the other kids, waiting. Then you hear it, the sound of a car outside. Everyone goes silent. For a moment, the whole house stops moving. The front door opens. A couple walks in with the social worker. They smile politely at everyone. They look around the room, trying to take everything in. The younger kids rush toward them, talking quickly, trying to make a good impression, telling them about school, about their favorite games, about the things they like to do. You stay where you are, sitting in the corner with a book, pretending to read, even though you're not really reading. Your eyes move across the page, but you don't remember a single word. You've learned something over the years. Sometimes it hurts less if you don't try too hard, if you don't expect anything, if you stay quiet, if you let the others go first. The couple walks slowly around the room. They talk with the social worker, looking at the children, listening carefully, nodding, smiling. Sometimes they ask questions. Sometimes they simply watch. Minutes pass. They talk to several kids. The younger ones seem especially excited. You keep staring at the same page in your book, trying not to look up too often. But curiosity wins. You glance up for just a second. They seem kind, calm, different from some of the families that visited before. Then something unexpected happens. The room grows quiet again. and you hear footsteps coming closer. They start walking toward you. You look down at the book again, trying not to get your hopes up, trying not to feel that familiar feeling in your chest. But the footsteps stop right in front of you. You slowly look up. They're standing there, smiling. They sit down beside you, and one of them asks a simple question. "Can we talk for a minute?" Your heart starts beating faster. You nod. At first, the conversation feels awkward. They ask about school, about your favorite food, about what you like to do after class. You answer quietly, short sentences, careful words, but something about them feels different. They listen closely, not just waiting for you to finish, but actually listening. After a while, the conversation becomes easier. You start talking more about the subjects you like at school, about the games you play with the other kids, about the things you wish you could try someday. You even tell them about your favorite place in the house, a small window at the end of the hallway, where you sometimes sit and watch the street outside, imagining where all the cars are going. They ask what you like to draw, what kind of movies you enjoy, what you want to be when you grow up. You shrug a little, because you never thought that far ahead. They laugh at one of your jokes, and for the first time in a long while, you feel something strange. You feel noticed. You feel like someone is really paying attention. Time passes quickly. Soon, the social worker gently reminds them that it's time to leave. Visiting hours are almost over. They stand up. You stand up too. Everyone slowly walks toward the door. The other kids watch quietly, some hopeful, some already used to how these days end. You stand there silently as they walk toward the door, trying not to think about what it means, trying not to imagine what could happen next. Then suddenly, they turn around. They look back at you and say something you didn't expect. "We'd really like to see you again." For a moment, you're not sure what to say. You just nod, trying to stay calm. The door closes behind them. The car drives away. The house slowly becomes quiet again. The younger kids go back to their rooms. Someone turns the television on. The day continues like normal, but something feels different this time. You sit back down on the couch, thinking about what just happened, thinking about the way they talked to you, thinking about the way they listened. Later that evening, the house is quiet again. The lights dim. The younger kids are already asleep. You sit by the window at the end of the hallway, watching the street outside. Cars pass slowly. Streetlights glow in the distance. You think about the conversation, about the way they smiled, about the way they asked questions, about the way they said they wanted to see you again. For the first time in years, hope doesn't feel so scary. Because maybe, just maybe, this time, someone finally chose you.